There were clearly a lot of good players on the field because I'm saying everybody was the best player. I can say a lot of players that weren't good, but I think that I'll save that for the next debrief because, start positive, end positive. The debrief essentially is a concept that comes from the US Women's National Team. Why is it the debrief? Because, the sports site came in before 2019 World Cup, and we were figuring out, those last percentages of how we are going to win a World Cup. What could we do that no other team was going to be doing? And essentially, what we would do is we would go out on the field for 90 plus minutes, and we would come back in, win, lose, or tie, whatever it is. We came back in as a team. We sat down in the locker room and we debriefed. What did that look like? That looked like everybody just getting out all of their energy on their past game, their emotions, their feelings, holding each other accountable, whether it was good, bad, the ugly. It was a time to just expel all of our feelings about the game. And then essentially we would wipe our hands and we would say, on to the next game. Doing it collectively as a team was a game changer, and it completely unlocked an ability to really move through tournaments in a really positive way. So essentially, we took this concept and we put it into the show called The Debrief. I'm going to be watching a game every single week, and then I'm just going to expel all my feelings about the game. And what better matchup to do it than the Cascadia Rivalry? Portland had the advantage from the beginning. If I was Seattle, not only am I not feeling great about my season so far, although I would say their last result against Kansas City was a little bit more on the hopeful side, but I would be furious that I have to go and play the Cascadia Rivalry when I had just played a midweek game and my, what are they called? Rival, opponent, is going to have a full week of rest. And what we saw was a Seattle team that competed, came out tactically flawless in the first half, and just got completely outran and outperformed in an energy standpoint and in a personnel standpoint in the second half. But this game, it was a tale of two halves. And honestly, a tale of two teams. I would say the biggest the biggest thing that...
Wait, what?
No. Okay. You know what? Somebody said, what game is not a game or a tale of two teams? Well, this was a tale of three teams because the referee, that call on the penalty kick was an absolute joke. I am sorry, but a penalty kick handball, when the ball obviously went up her leg, her hand wasn't in any weird position. No offense, but there was no goal that was about to be scored. I'm sorry, but that crushed Seattle. That was at a time when they were only losing 1-0 and had played a very good first half. And then essentially, they had nothing. They had a chance, maybe, if they were down 1-0. But as soon as they got that penalty call and Sophia Smith converted that PK, I'm sorry. That was the end of the game. And no offense, but stop taking so long on these calls. If you have to take that long, don't ruin the game. Don't decide the game on a penalty kick, period. When we looked at the two midfields of this team, we saw, the talent in both these midfields was incredible. First off, if you have any young players that are watching this game, just enjoy these players. Enjoy a Jess Fishlock and a G playing together. I'm sorry, it's one of the best duos in the league to watch. G is the best player on the field. She's so good. She's so good. She really helped Seattle big time in the first half, unlocking a lot of high pressure situations and really making it look easy for Seattle to continue to have possession and to be able to work throughout the field. I still think that Portland is really struggling to find the right balance in their midfield. They certainly have the talent. They have great players in there, but a wrong balance. Olivia Moultrie should never, ever, for any team in this league, be playing as a winger. Although I think, she took the task and did a fantastic job. There's no reason for me to believe that she doesn't deserve a spot in that midfield role in the three midfielders that are in there. She was by far the best player, I think, for Portland on the field tonight. And that's, I won't even, put Sophia Smith in that category. I feel like she's in a category of her own. She's the best player on both those teams by far. So I think we should just kind of like give like the next best player award to people. So like Olivia Moultrie was like the next best player to Sophia Smith, who had a hat trick of assists and a goal. I mean, she's putting up numbers in this league that are absolutely stupid, ridiculous. I'm a fan of the Portland Thorns, and I see how they came out in the first half. Although I think the coach would be like, this was our plan. We were just going to suck and like not press and not be exciting for the first half and wear them down with just how terrible we were. And then we were going to come out in the second half and just light it up. Like, I think like we'd all be like, wow, what a genius of a coach. But if I'm a fan of Portland and I'm playing at home and they put out that performance in the first half, like I would be honestly bored and disappointed. I think that for me, in that game against a depleted Seattle, a team that you are very much better than, if you're not coming out playing your best football, and I'm saying like don't play scared. Don't from goal kicks be like going long. Like play football. Like you have this whole stadium that loves to cheer for this team, that gives you so much energy, and you're playing scared football. You're hitting long balls out of goal kicks instead of building out of the backs with the players that you have. Look, you scored off that. That's how Olivia scored. You hit a long goal kick, somebody flicked it on, and then an amazing pass by Sophia and an absolutely brilliant finish by Olivia. And then you have the best midfielder in the world, and you have a one-dimensional attack. I think if I'm a Portland Thorns fan, look, the second half was exciting. I mean, like everybody's celebrating 4-0 Cascadia Rivalry. But if I'm a Portland Thorns fan and I'm in the first half of that game, I'm saying, like, are we scared to play Seattle that's not even a Seattle that is any good and is tired? I just felt like it was kind of a terrible way to start a game. I mean, there is nothing like playing in front of the Portland crowd, and that's both for Seattle and for the Thorns. I think we saw a first half that showed just really quality football. I mean, I've been watching a lot of NWSL, and I could say, like, throughout the whole 90 minutes, there was a lot of quality on the pitch, and there was a lot of quality football. I didn't think I'd be able to see a team drastically change as much as Portland did from the first half to the second half. I really think that had to do with just the depleted Seattle. Like, I think they lost their energy, and I think they kind of lost their hope after the PK call. And honestly, I think that it's the difference between having, more special players than not in this instance. And being at home in Portland, Seattle would have had to be perfect and beyond perfect to have been able to beat the Thorns on a day like this with everything, in my opinion, up against them. And for Seattle, I don't know what's next. When I look at what Laura and those players have in front of them, it will be interesting to see what they do from here on out. And for Portland, wow, like what a moment to just like literally go exactly where this team always wants to go, which is directly to the top. And now it's, I think, 5 straight wins with an emphatic win over their rivals. I think this is giving them all the confidence in the world to be the team that they all know that they want to be. And we'll look forward to the rest of the season to see how these two teams do. I think ultimately the ref this game.